Once upon a time, Emmanuel Macron was scripted in to be the winner of the 2017 French presidential elections. I'm going to show you how I was able to come to that conclusion back in March, over a month prior to the election, predicting not only the outcome, but that the elections would go on into the second round. I'm going to show you how this is possible through the language of gematria, because all of your world leaders are all scripted in advance. Both sides are rigged. There is no choice. It's all the illusion of choice. You have your illusion of choice. You have your left and right sides. So you have everybody arguing with one another, thinking that their party has the superior ideals or the superior candidates, when in reality they're all owned by the same people and they'll all sell you down the river. So gematria is the practice of coding numbers into words. We all know the elite who rule society do it by the numbers. Gematria: 7, G is the 7th, E is the 5th, M is the 13th, A is the 1st, T is the 20th, R is the 18th, I is the 9th, A is the 1st. Gematria. That's how the English ordinal system works. English. Simple English gematria is what ordinal is also called. English, 74. Simple, like simple English gematria, 74. All based off the alphabetic order. Alphabetic order. You're going to see a lot of synchronicity. Synchronicity, 74. And it is a numerical language. You see all these numbers summing to 74, there's a reason for that, and it's all in tribute to Freemasonry. The people who run this nation, the people that run society, they've coded the alphabet. Masonic 74, Jewish 74. You ever hear that the Zionist Jews are the ones in power? You know it to be true? And if you don't, look into it. The occult practice, the Jewish occult practice of coding numbers into words, gematria, also sums to 74. So now that you have a basic idea of how this works, I'm going to take you through how this all lines up and synchronizes. So the French Republic, we're in the 5th French Republic as it stands. 2017 presidential election just finished, Macron being the winner. So we're going to go over some basic numbers here. 77, 25, 25th president, going to be Emmanuel Macron. 33. It's a big number for Freemasonry. Secrecy is 33. It's like order. You know, the New World Order. Order's 33. Masonry, 33. There are 33 degrees of Scottish Rite Masonry. All has to do with the 33 vertebrae on your spine. This is all occult numerology. This is how they operate. The Eiffel Tower opened on a date with 33 numerology. If you take the date and reduce them to single digits and add them all up, it sums to 33. France dialing code plus 33. The 5th Republic of France. In this Kabbalah cipher, you see right here is 333. New Eon English Kabbalah, also known as the ALW. And when you address the French president, you say, His Excellency. His Excellency is 144. It's going to be a very, very important number. Goodbye, Holland, 144. As you know, President Holland, Francois Holland, will be leaving, and Emmanuel Macron will be stepping in. And this all has to do with time. It's a ritual for time. Time in the Jewish cipher, 144. There are 1440 minutes in a day. This is no coincidence. You have 24 hours and 60 minutes. Multiply those two numbers, you get 1440. You're going to see a lot more of this. So Marine Le Pen going into this, like I showed you 33 before. Marine 33, just like you have the Brexit. She was pushing for the Frexit. Brexit 33. She would be the 25th president of the French Republic. This is why some people were saying she would be, because her name sums to 25. But when you have a lot of numbers synchronize it overpowers that one number like this, as you'll come to find out. Now, she already had plans on leaving the EU. She was the planted anti-establishment candidate on the bill. Birth numerology of 37, like Frexit. You see reduced gematria of 37, like leave vote. 37 in septenary, or septenary, as some people say, very important cipher. She's the president of the National Front, 75, like the French Republic, is 75 in septenary. 75. 75, the 24th president, Francois Hollande, is 5 foot 7 inches tall, has a gematria of 75. This is why the elections went on to 5-7, or 7/5, and they didn't stop in the first round. It's all in tribute. Francois Hollande, 75, now the 24th and the 25th tie-in, because when you write out 24, it sums to 50, just like 25. So we're going to skip over Hollande. We're going to go to Macron. Born on 12/21. 12 plus 21, 33. 1977. You're going to see a lot more 77. 33 plus 77, by the way, is 110. Like the word president is 110, the big way. Now, the only reference I could find to 33 prior to Macron leaks was that they were calling him a rock star in the media. And anytime they have anything in quotations, it's all in code. Rockstar 33, like his numerology here. And he worked for Rothschild and Citibank. He is an obvious plant and puppet for the Rothschilds, and you don't need a leak to tell you that. Rothschild and Citibank, 707 in the Jewish. In numerology, you take out the 0, it bears relevance, just like 77, like French Republic, like power. Served as Secretary General under Francois Hollande. So that's where you have your time with the 24th president and the 25th. Secretary General has a reduced gematria of 77. Like I said, if he were to be president, which he is, President Macron, 777 in the English cipher. They like to have as many sevens clumped together as possible for these rituals. Just like order out of chaos. The Freemasonic motto, 777 in the Jewish cipher. So very important sevens, any amount of sevens, as many as possible. So President Macron, 1044. Remember what I said, drop the 0. It bears significance to 144, like I showed you in the Jewish time. You have 1440 minutes in a day. Secretary General Macron, 1440, just like President Macron, 1044. The son of Jean-Michel Macron, 144 in ordinal. Media said that if they went into the second round, he would win. Second round of voting, 1440 in the Sumerian. So basically how this works is you take the ordinal system, you multiply it by 6, and that's where you get your Sumerian value. That's how that works. So the second round of voting, 5/7, like I said, 75, you had your other president, Francois Hollande, the 24th. With a gematria of 75, 5 foot 7 inches tall, and you have the elections to continue on to honor him on 7/5. May 7th, going back to 144 now, like the second round of voting. May 7th, 144 in the new Eon English Kabbalah ALW cipher here. Like His Excellency, 144, goodbye Holland, 144. Secretary General Macron, 114. President-elect Macron, 114. Now this is where it gets interesting with the connections with Donald Trump and Emmanuel Macron. In Sumerian, which I showed you, is the ordinal system multiplied by 6. Donald J. Trump has a matching gematria of 888. Emmanuel Macron, 888. So Donald J. Trump. Also, if you write out Trump, by the way, In ordinal, it's 88. From the date Donald Trump published The America We Deserve to the date of his inauguration is a span of 8 weeks. He was 70 years, 7 months, 7 days on his first full days in office, won by 77 electoral votes. Now, Macron was born in Amiens. That's why he's the 25th president. 25. There's your 25 for Macron. So back in March, numbers line up for all these candidates, but none more so than Emmanuel Macron. It's highly likely that he will win elections going on to the second round. So this is where it's going to get very interesting. 144 years ago, France saw the elections of 1873. The second president of the Third Republic and the third president of the French Republic overall. Patrice de MacMahon won that year by an impossibly astronomical majority, 99.74 according to Wikipedia's numbers. I say that's bullshit. Patrice de MacMahon, 77, just like Emmanuel Macron. So it's interesting that we have somebody that ties into 144 in gematria. 144 years prior, in France, you had the elections, and Patrice de MacMahon won, has a matching gematria to Emmanuel Macron. Like I said, he was born on 12/21, you have 33, 77, 1977. 33 plus 77 is 110. President, the big way, 110. Secret Society, 77. French Republic, 77. The French presidential abode is named after the Elysian Fields, which is the single reduction, or S exception. That sums to 77 also. And this guy won with 390 votes. And Emmanuel Macron is 39 years old. Drop a zero, numerology. Patrice de MacMahon was the Duke of Magenta. Magenta, 25, 25th president of France, Emmanuel Macron. Just like Amiens, the place Emmanuel Macron was allegedly born. The 25th, when you write that out, that's 57, like 5/7 for the second round of voting. Like current president Francois Hollande, gematria of 75, 5 foot 7 inches tall. Like President Macron, in reduced gematria, also 75. The 25th president of France. Write that out in septenary, it's 144. We're going back to the Sumerian gematria. The A2 ISO abbreviation for France, FR, sums to 144. Like Donald Trump's initials, DT, 144. Macron's father, Jean-Michel Macron, 144. May 7th, 144. New Eon English Kabbalah. North Carolina, you have a relationship with 144. They won by 71 points in the NCAA championship. 71 ordinal is 144. Your sports are all scripted the same way. Just like time, 40 minutes in a day. Saturn is a timekeeper. These are all rituals to Saturn. And timekeeper in septenary, 44. Now, if you write out 44, it sums to 144. Notice there's no U in 44. That's because they fucked with this English language and the way you spell things so that when you write it out in gematria, you get a certain sum. It all syncs up the way they want it to. Gonzaga losing to their own number, 71. North Carolina won by 71. Zag 17, the mirror of 71. North Carolina has a resemblance to Emmanuel Macron gematria-wise, 148 in ordinal, 77 in reverse reduced. Now Gonzaga and North Carolina, the two teams to win in the Final Four to make it to the NCAA championship, both won with scores of 77 points. The political party that Emmanuel Macron has, it is On March. It bears his initials, On March 67, like North Carolina. 67 is another number of tribute to Freemasonry. Freemasonry, 67 in single reduction. For the winter solstice, his birthday is going to be on the winter solstice this year. It's a very important date for the occult, 187, like the homicide code in many states. Time, they say time's a killer. 187. Is that 144? Take it out. Put kill. Kill as a gematria of 44. So you see a clear relationship between 44 and 144. Winter solstice 187. It's all a ritual of death, time in satanic gematria. How that works is you take every number that you would have for ordinal and you would add 35 for each one and you'll come to your satanic sum. Winter solstice 88, like Trump 88. Macron's wife, Bridget, I don't know how to say that, but it's 88. Emmanuel Macron, 888 in Sumerian. Donald J. Trump, like I told you. Just like Trump said, everything is rigged. It's rigged, but it was rigged in his favor. See it, Trump, 88. Excuse me, rigged. 88 and 33 in septenary. Now this is what really sold it for me. Macron Gate. This happened back on 5/5 Cinco de Mayo, which is really interesting. If you write out Cinco de Mayo, it has a gematria of 55, like 5/5, the day it's celebrated. Very interesting. Which also had a numerology this year of 47. Another number for time. Very important number, 47. France is 47 in ordinal. President, full reduction, 47. So, Secretary General Macron, 1440. Second round of voting, 1440. May 7th, 1440. We're going back to the Patrice de McMahon and Emmanuel Macron, both 77. And these leaks were all about emails. Emails summed to 77 in the ALW cipher. And this is hashtagging as Macron leaks and Macron Gate. Macron leaks. Interesting gematria. 110, like President 110. 330. Take out the 0, 33, 33. So go back to this. Macron Gate. 33 in septenary or septenary. Remember the 33,000 missing Clinton emails. Very big talking point on the 2016 campaign trail for Trump. Clinton, 33. That's why there were 33,000 missing emails. And you have Marine, like Marine Le Pen. Secrecy. The secrecy behind the leaking of these emails in the Clinton camp, Macron camp. As far as EM leaks is what it was titled. EM leaks is interesting because it's 66, which is the 33rd even number, 33 times 2. And if you write out 33, it sums to 66 in gematria. Just like May the 5th, the date that these emails all leaked. And the media's main buzz phrase for this was that it was a massive and coordinated attack. And you're going to see that sums to 74, that number that we've seen earlier in septenary, just like Masonic, just like coding, because that's what this is. This is coding. In the ALW Kabbalah, coding 74. That's a good one right there. So remember, they're all puppets. Left-right paradigms what got everybody to fall for Trump. That's why they've been wanting to wake everybody up for such a long time to certain truths in the mainstream, so that they could gatekeep everybody and raise up this alt-right society and culture that's going to clash, like you have with the Antifa, who are obviously planted there, obvious terrorists. I get that. But you also have the alt-right that's been planted, basically installed by the fake alternative media that's been shilling for Trump all this time. I remember back when Alex Jones was exposing the left-right paradigm. If you can't tell he's a gatekeeper, I don't know what to tell you. But that's what they're doing here with Le Pen and Macron, because Macron is an obvious sellout. You have Macron winning, you have the alt-right furious. Now they're looking through the Macron leaks and the Macron gate. But anyway, all I have to say is if you have something, share it. The only way we're going to take over this system is if everybody collectively gets their ass in gear, does something about it. Whatever your talent is, just pursue it. Don't be dismayed by censorship or anything like that. Don't be afraid. Keep your shit together. Keep your head together. And your content will get out to the right people. But this is how they script world leaders. You know they operate by the numbers. And you can try this out too. So if you want to talk shit about it, try this for yourself. And if you still want to talk shit about it after that, that's fine. Not until. Alright? I guess that's all I gotta say.